My name is Julie Helber, and I am the superintendent of the Chelsea School District.
And so you have been involved with the Michigan Learning Channel a little bit. Can you explain that a little bit to us?
I can, yes. I was asked to serve on the Michigan Learning Channel Advisory Board. So I've been working with a small group of people to discuss the rollout of the Michigan Learning Channel, how it will supplement and support education, teachers and families, and how to get the word out about this learning experience.
So how do you envision this helping your families and your teachers in the district that you work in?
Well, I think it will help them in a couple of ways. One, it's aligned to Michigan State standards, and so it is content that we teach in the classroom. So in terms of teachers, they can choose from a menu of different lessons that have been provided by the Michigan Learning Channel and use them to supplement their instruction inside the classroom. But also it can be used at home. Especially important is that it's usable on your TV. So you can tune into the Michigan Learning Channel from home. And if there are areas where students maybe have difficulty connecting via the internet, they can connect through their own television to experience learning. It supports their learning at home. So if teachers want to ask students to reinforce concepts at home, then they can teach them in school and then go home and watch these programs on the Michigan Learning Channel, and they'll get some support with that content.
Awesome. So you see this channel as being a nice support for teachers for what they're already doing, because it's aligned with what they're doing, and families can utilize this as well. Is there anything else that really attracted you to the Michigan Learning Channel as you started to hear about it?
You know, I think most importantly, it was the accessibility to it and the fact that it was very carefully aligned to the Michigan curriculum standards. I know that experts have looked very carefully at the cadence of the school year and tried to align those lessons with when they might happen within the school year. I just think anytime there's another opportunity for students to learn anywhere that they're at, it's a bonus and benefit to us.
So your teachers have been probably, I'm guessing, both distance learning and in-person learning and a little hybrid of both. Do you think that this could work with any of those models?
I really think it could. I think as a reinforcement after school to go home and be able to tune in to certain programs on the Learning Channel that align with what they're learning in school is fantastic. I think it also helps parents and families listen and sort of understand the experiences their children are having in school. And I think in school, it can be some supplemental for teachers if they'd like to do something else and sort of mix up the day by having them engage in additional content through the Michigan Learning Channel. They'll have the opportunity to do that.
Excellent. I'd love to know a little bit more about you too as a person. Can you tell me what inspired you to go into this field?
Well, what inspired me to go into the field was my senior year, junior and senior year of college, I started teaching as a teacher consultant at the time, which is now really termed paraeducator, at a school in Ann Arbor for students who had disabilities. And I was not intending to go into education, but that really inspired me. And so I went back to school and got my teaching degree. And, you know, who knew 32 years later, I would be sitting in this chair I am now.
Are you happy you made that choice?
I'm very happy I made that choice. I have met so many teachers and students along the way that have been an inspiration. And I work right now with just a fantastic team in my school district. It's been difficult during this pandemic, but certainly we have a great team of administrators and teachers and staff that have really pulled together to get through this for our students and families.
Now, so as our worlds have been turned upside down by this pandemic, what do you think the most important things for families and teachers to be able to give to children during this time?
Yeah, so we are doing our very best to provide as much in terms of learning experiences that the students would have in person. But we do realize this is a very, very different learning experience. And so I think we all need to sort of step back and say we're living through a pandemic that none of us have ever lived through before, and that our students and our children are living through this with us. And they're learning so much about being resilient and adjusting and being flexible. And I would suggest that they're learning much more about those types of traits than they would have if they hadn't gone through this pandemic. We also understand that we may have some learning gaps, and we understand and know that as educators, we're keeping an eye out for that. Districts across the country are, looking at ways to make sure that we can provide intervention for students to be able to help them bridge that gap. But we are really confident that when students come back to school full time, we'll be able to get back into a groove and provide the learning experiences that they need to succeed.
That's awesome. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you would like to speak about?
Well, I just would like to thank all of the educators across the state for all of the hard work that they've been doing throughout this pandemic. It has not been easy. There have not been answers that are right or that please everyone, but we are pushing through for the kids in the state of Michigan, and we're really happy and proud of all of the educators across the state.
Thank you. We very much value you and the work that you do, and we're excited to partner with you as we move forward.
Thank you.